you and planted a cheering section. So I like I have to thank them first. But I appreciate this honor so much. I want to extend a special thank you to Dr. John Romano, who really pushed me to see and imagine myself as an APA fellow, and was an amazing supporter for my application. And I also need to thank Dr. Tom Goble, who I know will watch the free version of this, because he was looking for the free version of the live. So that's yeah, he'll do it for YouTube. But thank you, Tom. Tom's my graduate advisor, and now my life advisor. And thank you to all of my supporters, those who were here, those who couldn't be here, and those who supported my application. I am a product of public schooling, and I earned an excellent education. I'm also the first person in my nuclear family to graduate from a four-year college, followed by my father, who passed away in 2014. But he earned a master's degree in pastoral counseling. With my first psychology course at Sachs High School in Anderson, Alabama, my love affair for the discipline of psychology began. And if we'd been able to keep those public school textbooks, I'd likely still have that book today. I remember having a guest speaker come into our high school class to talk about career options and being turned off by psychiatry because I just couldn't imagine another 4 years of school after college. So of course I majored in psychology. I attended a historically Black institution of higher education, Tuskegee University, located in Tuskegee, Alabama. A foretoken of things to come, the psychology department at that time was located in the School of Education. And here, I loved all of my coursework, even the research and the statistics, the foray into Mendelian genetics and our cellular genetics coursework. And I couldn't afford to buy all of my books, but I purchased the ones that I could, and those are the ones that I still own, including my egregiously outdated biological psychology textbook. But the one that perhaps had the most impact on me seeing myself in the discipline, and the one that still influences me today, was called Psychology and Culture. And this was a book of essays from psychologists of different races and different cultures, centering their own cultural perspective and even representative in the teaching of psychology. So this was the first time I'd seen the discussion of the two spirits, for instance. And these were not discussions of pathology, not discussions of deficit, but discussions of cultural assets and strengths. From that, I saw, or maybe even felt at that time, the potential of the discipline of psychology to be a force for cultural health. And that is that ability to value, integrate, uncover, and utilize diverse cultural and indigenous knowledges to promote positive development and well-being. And in fact, the title of my talk today is From Cultural Mismatch to Cultural. I earned my MA and PhD in educational psychology through the Counseling Institute Personnel Psychology Program at the University of Minnesota, where I still reside, spending pretty much my entire career in the College of Education. And it was there at the University of Minnesota, where I received a splendid education, by the way, that I also seemed to come face to face with the full force of cultural mismatch. The culture shock of coming from an HBCU to that university was intense and unexpected for me as a kid from a predominantly white high school. So entering my graduate program, I didn't just feel like a minority, I felt like an extreme minority, seeing little representation in my faculty and even students, although there was one other Black girl in the program with me, so my other Black girl. This was also the mid to late 90s. where the multicultural movement was taking shape in counseling psychology. And in fact, my first paper was on multicultural counseling as a fourth force in psychology, along with humanism and psychodynamic and behaviorist models such a long time ago. My other Black girl, my OG, was also in the group with me, along with a third student who was a white man and who has become just a close colleague over the years. Aware of the ways my discipline had neglected the needs, experiences, identities, and socio-historical and political realities of Black, Indigenous people of color that resulted in real disparities and harm, I think even then I was working to move the field from cultural mismatch to cultural. And perhaps that's always been my journey and my mission before I even had the words to articulate it. I watched my younger brother, who's truly a brilliant person, be pushed out of high school by school counselors who didn't see brilliance, but saw Black. And seeing Black, saw deprivation, rather than the wealth, intelligence, creativity, and imagination that my brother possessed. And in seeing deprivation, plus a high test score, low school performance disparity, located the problem within my brother, rather than in, say, more challenge, like a gifted and talented program. So they recommended vocational education as the path for my brother. He dropped out of high school, a defining event in the trajectory of his life, scarring him emotionally for many years. And though those wounds have mostly healed, he's a 46-year-old man now. And he's let go of the shame, and he's become proud of his journey, warts and all. He is also keenly aware, as am I, of the impact of not completing high school on his material wealth over a lifetime, which seems to become increasingly clear as we age and our economic paths diverge. So, although as a teenager myself, I didn't have the power or the knowledge or the agency to change things, I knew what happened to my younger brother wasn't right, and I knew I needed to do something about it. And although I didn't go on to become a school counselor as I originally intended, I suppose I've spent a lifetime trying to move the field from cultural mismatch to cultural health, particularly for young Black people in predominantly white settings. From multicultural counseling to culturally responsive group development to unpacking racialized labor and white institutional presence within a white racial frame, my journey has been one of attending to the voices, the experiences, and the needs of BIPOC individuals, and then finding ways to translate these lived experiences into scholarship at that intersection of psychology and culture, which I suppose having the ultimate aim to move us all further from cultural mismatch